Ah, there we are. Hello, gamers. Had a little bit of trouble getting OBS to start there, but we're good. Everything is here. Okay. We are in gaming mode. We've entered the gaming dimension. Population. Gamers. Yeah, if Starsector Sunday is so good, why haven't they made Starsector Tuesday yet? Ever think about that? Time to hunt space horrors beyond human comprehension. Well, first we've got to fight horrors within human comprehension. Otherwise known as the hegemony inspection. That's what we gotta do. We gotta deal with the good old-fashioned AI inspection. We love to see it. And then we can go kill space horrors beyond human comprehension. You know, we just gotta have our priorities set straight, you know? Nice fleet. Thanks. Congrats on hitting 10K. Yes, I'm now one of the big shots. I've hit 10K. YouTube, you'd better ship me my bronze play button. Alright, I'm waiting for it. I mean, we all know about the bronze play button, right? Yeah, the true horror, not AI abominations, not demons beyond the veil. It's the taxman, of course. Just like in real life. I'm glad the inspection comes only once and not every few months. Well, I guess technically it comes... Oh, you're a fro. It comes like 3 times. And then it ends. So it's still not like just once, but it's definitely better than dealing with it forever. You mean the plastic play button? No, you get the plastic play button at 1,000, and you get the wooden play button at 100. Yeah, when you get to 10,000, that's when you get the bronze play button. Oh god, then I guess that would mean that, like, you would get like a rock. No, if we're going by Minecraft logic, you'd get wood, then stone. So it'd be like, you get like... at 10, you get a wood play button. At 100, you get a stone play button. And then at 1,000, you get a plastic play button. Rock and stone, yes. Deep Rock Galactic reference? No, I've never played that. But the community around it seems pretty cool. So maybe I should. Crayon on paper. Well, that's what you do for your one subscriber. Wouldn't it be iron at 1,000, not plastic? Well, I mean, now if we're following Minecraft logic, then yeah. Play Deep Rock. No! Yes, of course, people recommend. Stone play button, YouTube has money for those. Yeah, rock's pretty expensive these days. Ever been to a gravel store lately? Man, the prices on these things. Good afternoon, my original gangsters. My first time seeing the stream live. Well, good to see a yin ring. I do like when people take OG, and then instead of just saying OG, they say the full original gangsters. It reminds me of those overly elaborate, like British memes, where it's like, empty thine pantaloons. For what purpose? I declare that thou shalt empty thy pantaloons of all that is of value. We're still waiting on the Helltaker stream. Yeah, we'll do that, like, I don't know, April Fool's next year. Or 100K, whichever comes first. Nice Paragon there. Yes, we're doing high-tech. That was the plan all along. I was, in fact, a high-tech player. Yeah, it's unfortunate that I have this Mechabellum addiction right now, because I've got a bunch of stuff that I want to do. Well, I guess this week I'll just have to like set goals and like meet those goals first before I start grinding MMR. Is Face Sheet playable? Yeah, I mean, it seems like it. You still owe us that Invictus video. Oh god. Yeah, I should do that, I guess. But the thing is, it's not a it's. I've got other things that I need to like. First, this week, my goal is to finish up the Moneyfish series because I want to do that. It's fun, and I just haven't gotten around to it. Plus, like once I finish it up, then maybe I'll do like occasional streams. I mean, there's going to be like 5 people watching, but it is really fun, and being able to talk while I play that game would help liven up a lot of the strategy gameplay. How do you have multiple of those mote spitter missile thingies the Ziggurat has? Are you talking about the antimatter SRM or the resonators? Well, either way, it's because I killed the Doritos. You just gotta find the Tesseracts at the Blue Giants, and you can get more of them. But now, honestly, this playlist will be vanilla only. Yes, this playthrough is vanilla only. Right, so my goal this week is to finish up Moneyfish, and then next week I'm going to start doing tier lists. That's the plan. We can start doing those Starsector tier lists for this current patch. Because boy, those have been missing. And this time there'll be visuals to accompany what I'm talking about. A novel idea. New weapon tier list? Exactly. I think even looking back at the tier list that I made, what is the job of the Lonely Tempests in the fleet? Well, I mean, I could have gotten another Omen, but then I'd be 2 points short, so I didn't do that. And besides, the Omens, I'm doing a little experiment where I'm running Mini Pulsar Antimatter SRM, and this does make them better against shields, but they seem to be a bit weaker against, like, armor. So having this one Tempest with double Phase Lance actually feels like a really good complement. Like, Mini Pulsar Omens and Phase Lance Tempest seem to work together pretty nicely. I like it so far. I want les fishes. Ah yes, les fiches. La poisson. We all love la poisson. Visuals and the Ginga Cannon memes. Yeah, there's some things in the tier list that I don't even agree with, but like back in the patch, let alone the changes this patch. Like I put the mining laser in D, and I put the LRP, the long range PD laser, in C, and I feel like that should be the other way around. I've definitely found more utility out of the mining laser. I found more ways to use it that make it like more acceptable. Like sometimes it's just good as point defense in some narrow cases. Like there's like those side slots on the champions that no one uses. Well, what's cool is if you fill those with mining lasers and the rear slots with mining lasers, they can actually shoot down salamanders. And they do it about as well as like a regular PD laser, but it's costing you less ordnance points. So it's like there's like use cases like that in addition to just the fact that, you know, you can use it to like link together with fire groups for 1 ordnance point, or the fact that it distracts EMP arcs. So it's like it's not completely just a gimmick. Whereas the long range PD laser, it's like it's really hard to make it work, and even then it's not usually worth it. Has anyone made a fleet for the tournament yet? Oh, is there another one? Actually, I haven't seen yet. Yeah. Has another one started up? High energy focus. Yeah, that also helps. Is it no 4 tachyons? Cringe. Well, if you're not prepared for cringe, why are you even here? Whoa, classic self-deprecating joke. Never heard that one before. And by calling attention to it, I have completely made it funnier. Yes, I need to say that with more confidence. By calling attention to it, I've made it 100% funnier. I have a peer-reviewed study to back that up. See, that's better, right? I think sometimes saying something stupid sounds funnier if you just say it with a lot of confidence. Right? Whereas if you sound unconfident, it's like, oh, you know it's stupid, right? But if you pretend that you don't know it's stupid, it sounds funnier. All right, let me just open up, because he did say some potential rules, like 180 DP sounds like a lot. Okay, with the first season being a success, but no? Okay. You think you've seen it all, but no. The goal is to find 32. Okay. Yeah, 180 deployment points. 12 ships max, a maximum of 6 per size, so you can't spam one size class. Although realistically, I don't think that's going to happen. I think if you've got 180 deployment points and 12 ships, then the optimal way is going to be a mix of different size classes. I really doubt someone's going to go and do, what would it be, 12 Hyperions? Then you just auto lose as soon as, like, you could do 12 Hyperions, or like 12 Falcons with converted Hanger Talons, but I think the Falcons, well, that would be really annoying. There's definitely ways to, like, deal with that. And the Hyperions would auto lose as soon as somebody brings a carrier. Yeah, Onslaught Mark 1 is banned, naturally. Let's see. All officer skills in the talent tree are available except for support doctrine and derelict operations. No mega weapons. Threat and shrouded weapons / hull are only allowed for one ship per size class. Both can be used simultaneously. That restriction is the one that I think, like, the rest of it I can kind of wrap my head around. This one is going to be really, really difficult to figure out what's actually the best thing to do. Because there's so much with the threat and shrouded that's not fully been explored. And the fact, right, and that by itself is already an issue if you allow it on all of them. But then the fact that it's limited to one per size class makes it like, okay, so now I want to use like one of each size class that then abuses the best of these weapons. But what would that even look like? So I think this tournament is gonna be very much trailblazing in terms of figuring out what's actually really good. Let's see, a good Nova or a Radiant with new weapons. Yeah. I mean, Nova could be fun. Actually, bringing a Nova to the tournament would be like a really cool idea. I'd like to see that work. Besides Paragon, are there any ships which can work with continuous beams like Graviton or high-intensity lasers? Oh, there are a few. Yeah. Usually with high energy focus. So like the champion... you can go with the 4 small slots can go tactical lasers, then gravitons in the mediums, and then a high-intensity laser in the large. Right, and the reason you would do that instead of like hypervelocity drivers is you can go advanced optics, and now you can just outrange everything. Or at least outrange other cruisers. And then you can overwhelm, you just have so many beams, plus high-energy focus, you can overwhelm the soft flux dissipation. Nova can fit a beta core and makes good use of shrouded weapons and hull mods. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, Helios. It could be really good. I'd also, it's like there's too many, the problem is that I like so many different ships in this game that I have too many different ideas that just wouldn't work together. Like, I want to use the Legion, but also I want to use the Nova. Would I use them in the same fleet? Absolutely not. There's definitely a lot to be learned from the first tournament. Like, I mean, I put safety or hardened subsystems on my omens when really I should have just not done that. Safety override seemed pretty strong. I mean, it's really exciting. But in the meantime, no, I think the part of the reason I've been addicted to Mechabellum lately is because it scratches the same itch as the tournament, right? Where it's like you set up your strategy beforehand and then you just watch it, like, watch them play out naturally. The difference is that with Mechabellum, you can just queue up a 1v1 whenever you want, whereas the tournament takes it's a whole ordeal to set the thing up. Although Starsector is cooler. I mean, spaceships are cooler than mechs, you know. Again, I've got a peer-reviewed study to back that up, so, you know, you can't argue with the facts. What about a single roaming Harbinger with escort package? Well, it's not really roaming if it's got escort package. I don't think escort package Harbinger is actually all that good. Mechs are just as cool, though. I mean, they are really cool. To be fair, there are some pretty cool mechs that have been added to Starsector itself. So, yeah, there's definitely an argument there. Ever play Spaz then? S-P-A-Z. No, I don't think I've even heard of that one. But yeah, I've got to make the tier lists starting next week. Starting next week, which means that it'll probably be finished by the end of the week. Hopefully. I guess we'll start with the classics. Probably do ballistics first. And it's not... in the first ones, I'm just going to do the common weapons. Right? Anything that's design type common. Right? I'm not going to include threat. That'll be like its own separate tier list. Space Pirates and Zombies. Okay, I have heard of that. I have not played it. I don't know much about it. Where are there mechs in vanilla? I'm talking about Diablo Avionics, yeah. But there's also Armature, I think, has mechs. So it's not just Diablo Avionics. Even though they're obviously the first one that comes to mind. Tier list? Of course. I'll go through all of my past tier lists and make a tier list out of which ones I like more and which ones I like less. As you do. This is just the way things work. Alright, so we've got to deal with a little bit of an inspection. The other thing I want to do is get more Omega weapons, so if I can find the other Hyper Shunt, that'd be great. No Rift Torpedoes? Well, I don't have any Rift Torpedoes. I was kind of hoping to get some Rift Torpedoes, but all I got was these useless Rift Cascade emitters. I mean, they're okay, but they're like a side grade to the Tachyon Lance. They're not, like, super overpowered. For the previous Mr. G tournament, did the fleets get fleet skills? Yeah, you get all of them, except for support doc. You don't get the ones that reduce deployment points. So you don't get derelict operations, you don't get support doctrine, but you do get everything else. Right, the rules, like, if you go to his channel, the rules, the community post explains all of the rules. Yeah, I only got Rift Cascade Emitter for my first Hasserax. I don't have any of the other... Like, I got 2 of the same large weapon. I don't have any of the other ones. Let's see, this... I got this. I got 2 of these. Which, arguably, one is pretty good on the Paragon, maybe. I mean, it increases the flux cost even more, and it's more expensive, but... I guess it is true that going 1 and 1 is kind of better, because you only need the 1 Tachyon Lance for the EMP arcs, usually. And this thing spawning rifts is good in some situations. I don't know, it's not like a... Is it really that much better? Eh. Definitely costs more flux, which is an issue. And it costs you more, and you have to drop some capacitors. So it kind of hurts your flux both in capacity and dissipation. He says he's on the Discord. I'm not sure which one, though. Is he on, like, Corvus Freeport, or is he on the unofficial? Although, yeah, I don't really use the servers. I just contact him directly. I found 2 of the energy torpedo launchers, which is dope. Yeah, they are really good. I mean, I liked them before, but the problem was that they would always just bump... The Rift Torpedo would bump into a fighter, and then that was like 6,000 flux wasted. Now, it just eats the fighter and keeps going, which is a great change. And then on top of that, the flux cost got cut in half. So I really want to shove one here on the Anubis. I think it might actually be the secret genius tech, the secret piece of technology we need to unlock the Anubis potential, because it's not an energy weapon. It's a missile weapon, so the flux cost is not affected by design compromises. Yeah. And then the 50% reduced rate of fire, that's only the rate of fire. It doesn't apply to the recharge rate. The rate of fire doesn't matter on a Rift Torpedo. So it's basically completely bypasses design compromises. And, I mean, even if you factor in, like, the doubled flux cost right now, you can see... Actually, honestly, I could probably just drop a lot of these, because, like, even if you double this to 380, we're still got plenty of dissipation left. So I think it could afford a Rift Torpedo We'd have to go back into vents to do it, but we could. I think it might be the secret piece of technology we need. Imagine all Omega missiles. Probably, I mean, the only way to do that would be to go triple Rift Torpedo, which is a bit much. Maybe not go that far, but one Rift Torpedo. Starsector on a Sunday? Why did my brain change that? It's like I read it correctly the first time, and then I was like, no, I said it wrong. It's Saturday. But no, he said Sunday. Impossible. Yes, that is the title of the stream. Refit stream. Well, there's not much to refit. I've mostly got the builds that I want. You know, mostly. And this could be a simulator stream where I'm mostly playing the simulator, but I'd rather just, like, kill real enemies at this point. I also want this to be Saturday. We all do. Yeah, there was one time where I wanted to do, like, Saturday, Sunday as a stream. I stream on both, but I ran into this issue called being tired on Sunday. I don't know, I guess that's like a skill issue. I think I have explained the carrier build before, but, I mean, you get squalls because, well, we'll see. Some of the shrouded weapons might be good. I don't know. But, I mean, in general, squalls are really good on Astral. It now has advanced targeting core, so going triple graviton to apply the 10% shield debuff is pretty nice. And then you mostly focus on high explosive damage with your bombers. Throw in, you know, like one broadsword for a bit of extra kinetic damage, some flares. Throw in one longbow for the burst lasers to help clear the path for your other bombers. And then, of course, the sabos for a bit of extra. Works pretty well. As in, tomorrow is Monday, so we all have to stop being lazy. Sunday streams are actually pretty nice. Well, that's good. You should sell all your ships, invest in kites. Yes, the biggest of brain strategies. The shrouded eye laser is good, and the energy missiles that heal you are crazy strong. We'll see. Atlas Mark II Squall Spam with a frontline Doom. Now that's an interesting combination. Atlas Mark II with Squall. I guess you would use like Gauss cannons, and then the Doom would bring high explosive damage. Partly with the mines, and partly with like, I don't know, phase lances or something. I could see that working, because the Doom can also, the mines can also wipe out fighters, which would help protect the Atlas. Interesting. I'd like to try that, actually. That sounds kind of cool. Is the Abyssal Glare a direct upgrade from the high-intensity laser? Probably more of a side grade, mostly due to the range. It's only got 800 range, to the high-intensity lasers 1,000. But it does seem like when it comes to, like, burning through... Like, the high-intensity lasers could be a bit better at burning through hull. Or, sorry, burning through armor. But the Abyssal Glare seems a lot better, not only against shields, but against hull. So it seems pretty good. Just tuning in. Have you beaten any threat fleets yet? I did last stream. I did. It took a little bit because I was just... The first couple of times I tried fighting them, I tried rushing straight for the fabricators. And that was a bad idea because they've got these carriers. And trying to push through the enemy fleet and rush to the end did not work at all. But it turns out that if I don't do that and I just fight the enemy fleet head on, I don't care that they're producing more ships, because the Paragon Astral combination just kind of sat there and just shield tanked all the damage and then just killed all the ships, and then more spawn in, and then you kill them, and then more spawn in, and then kill them, and eventually you just push your way up to the fabricators and kill them directly, instead of trying to rush them down. Going to make a Discord server for certified gamers sometime. Maybe in the future. That's the kind of thing that it's like, I'll do that eventually, maybe. I don't know. Managing a Discord server sounds like it could run into a lot of potential issues that I just don't want to deal with. What is the threat? I don't mind it being a spoiler. It's sort of like, so think of the corrupted Nanoforge but like more corrupted. And so it's not really an AI, but it is like a robot, and it just kind of builds more of itself. It's a gray goo type scenario of like a self-replicating machine that's gone rogue. Oh, that's right. The Abyssal Glare also has EMP. I almost forgot about that. So you don't have the skills. Oh, no. You, I'm not sure, because I might go Missile Specialization. You're also missing Target Analysis, which is kind of lame. Bedak Koa, welcome to Certified Gamer. Yeah, I'm considering changing it to Talon's, like Talon Academy, because I think that joke is kind of funny. It's like, you're signing up for Talon School. Good on you, Patriot. But Certified Gamer is also pretty funny. So I'm not sure. Also, Mechabellum stream when? Yeah, Mechabellum could be good. It's just not something I can do right now. For a few reasons. Like, number one, I don't want it to take away from Starsector streams. I would have to do both. But in order to do that, I'd need to make more time, so I could afford to do both. Which I can't do right now. So that'd be something I'd have to do in the future. If I put 6 daggers on the Astral, am I using it wrong? Not at all, one stupid boy. That's one smart idea. Maybe not optimal, but 6 daggers do have the advantage of being fairly fast, and because they're all at the same speed, there's nothing else dragging them down. Maybe it'd be better if you mixed in like a broadsword or a longbow, but I mean 6 daggers is going to be pretty similarly effective. Got any good Medusa builds? Have you tried light needlers and phase lances? That's a good one. You can also do mining blaster plus ion pulsar with expanded magazines. That's also pretty good. Why no VTuber overlay? That's a great question. I should get a VTuber overlay. I know, I'll probably start with like a nice PNG tuber type of thing. Just have like a little guy in the corner. What's your favorite thing about the new update? Well, I liked fighting a lot of the new enemies. The Onslaught Mark 1 is pretty cool. I don't know if I have a favorite thing. I think all of the stuff that they've added is nice. Please no VTuber. Well, hey look. Now, if you say no, then I'm just going to be more inclined to do it. Am I ever going to do a derelict operations fleet? Yeah, I think so. I don't know when, but I do want to do that because it's something. Because I very rarely pick this. I don't really pick this because I don't. You know, I'm one of those players where I see a D-mod and I'm like, ew, disgusting. Get it out of here. So this kind of goes against my gamer instincts, but it is good. So I should try it out sometime. Get your furry avatar. A hot manga female character. No, I should get an ugly old man. It's like, hey guys, aren't I relatable? I'm not a hot girl. I'm an ugly old man. This is so relatable. But then secretly, I was actually a girl the whole time. I was just using a voice changer to sound like a boy, so that I could be more relatable to my gamer audience. It sounds like the plot to a manga. Alright, let's go kill these hedgies, shall we? If old man is kind of charming, I'm all for it. Yeah, it's all about the charm and personality. What a twist. Let's see, you guys are going to show up in 17 days. Well, I should probably fight them in hyperspace. Transponder off. So nobody knows it's me. I mean, they kind of know that it's you, but You should read audiobooks. You know what? That's what I should do. I should get a sponsorship from Audible, and then I should be like, hey, Audible, why don't I just read your books and then you pay me? You can hire me to do the audiobooks. And that would be a good idea. Imagine that your job is just getting paid to read books. Not a bad living. Unless you have to read bad books. Oh, wait. What if the books they make you read are like, all right, it's time to all right, go read Twilight. Again. I'm not sure your audio setup is good enough. Yeah, I'd probably need to get a higher quality microphone before I do that. But that's not like... That's just kind of inconvenient. It's not like it's insanely expensive. They make you meet Mein Kampf on your first day. It's a real test of spirit. Alright, there they are. They're going to be fairly easy because it's the first one. If it's Twilight, you gotta read it unseriously. But then if you do that, they're not gonna pay you. Are you perhaps a Polish femboy? I am neither of those things. But you can use your imagination if you want. Do I even deploy the astral? I mean, I got it. Might as well. It is more cool if I do. Yeah, we'll do that. When are you reading the Minecraft movie novelization? Now that's a good April Fool's idea. He's an American. Close, but not quite. Hot take, Twilight isn't that bad. It's not the worst thing in the world, for sure. I wouldn't say that it's good, but I think, like, obviously because it got popular, people are gonna hate on it way more. Like, this is the reality of anything that gets popular, is that if there's anything to criticize about it, it's gonna get way more hate that's like disproportionate to how bad it actually is. So it's like, is it a good book? No, but it's not nearly as bad as like the level of criticism it's gotten. Get him, my son. Destroy him. I am Steve. Thank you, Jack Black. Very cool. It's on par with a lot of YA stuff. It's probably better than a lot of the other stuff that came out. Probably that's part of the reason it got popular, is it was better than a lot of the other YA stuff, which is... Yeah, the quality there is not great. Not a high bar to clear. I did get a little phase lance, but it's fine. I mean, I don't want to take... Yeah, listen, Malcolm, I don't want to kill all the capitals immediately, because then my fleet has nothing to do. Right? I'm just here to support, you know? I'm here to help out. I'm not here to take all the glory for myself. I'm a team player. But I mean, that one was just too easy. Alright, like, but I'm not going to go after the Legion, right? I'll let them handle it. Yeah, the thing is, once you get the hang of piloting an Afflictor, it does make the game... It's like, man, it's just... It's really good. It only requires a couple of skills, so you can put your points somewhere else. It only takes 12, I mean, now it's 12, but still, not a lot of deployment points for how powerful it is. So it's definitely Once you get a taste of that power, for a lot of people, it can be difficult to give up. Are you the evil empire? That was my nickname back in high school. I'm not even sure what that joke implies, but I like it, so we're going to roll with it. No, the Omen was not nerfed. It's the exact same as always. Yes. Get him. Go. Phase Lance. That didn't even finish it off, huh? Kind of hoping the Phase Lance would do a little more damage. Alright. Have you put Phase Anchor or Coils? I went with Coils on my Afflictor. Generally speaking, Phase Anchor is better. But if I want to afford the quadruple Antimatter Blaster, then you've got to go with... Then you can't really fit Phase Anchor, unfortunately. You would have to go down to 3 Antimatter Blasters to do that, which I don't want to do. But if I was doing like an AI build, I would give them... In that case, I would go with Phase Anchor. Starsector Twitch integration mod. That would be pretty cool. I mean, there's probably a way to do it, even it doesn't need to be in like an online game. Like, I'm pretty sure there's like, someone did Twitch integration for Noita, and I'm pretty sure that is not... That's a single player game. Spawn 10 enemy paragons. I don't know what you're, like, what else you'd be expecting at that point. That's just instant death. Like, you're not trying to challenge your streamer at that point. You're just trying to kill him. How'd you get so many colony items? Well, I got them because I did a lot of exploration in the early game, and I got both of the motherships. Yeah. Also, some of those aren't even colony items. You might be mixing them up because there are some new items that have been added in this patch that aren't actually colony items. Twitch TTS Talon pilot death messages. Now that is the kind of mod we're waiting for. There are only 2 motherships per map. That's right. Ratabis is the best colony item pinata. Well, it's too bad. This is vanilla. And that takes care of that. Fairly easy. Yeah, okay, so no, it says failed. Alright. Cool. Alright. Major threats. We're not going to have a colony crisis for a while. So we should be fine to go do some abyss exploring. How long until you grow? And look at that. It's missing all of this crap. Still 8 stability. Very nice. Yeah, so I've got to wait 3%. It's going to take a while. Didn't lose contest protection this time. No S-mod buildings. Not on this one. I do think this one I got the Mega Port. I stand by preferring a Hyperion to Antimatter Afflictor. I mean, at the least, the Hyperion doesn't need, like, phase coil tuning, or doesn't care about phase coil tuning, so it has that going for it. But, yeah, it's... I would lean more towards the Afflictor myself. Oh, level up. Very nice. Yes, I do want the point defense skill. I'll go point defense, then systems expertise, and combat endurance. And that should finish up that build. Excellent. I guess I'll go missile specialization and target analysis for you. Even if I don't use the... Even if I don't end up using the Rift Torpedo, I think I still want this. You leveled up. Alright, I think I'm going to have to mentor you, because obviously I want field modulation. So, I mean, I've shown this before, but we're going to do the little trick. What's the best station to build for your colony? I mean, I don't think it really matters. You just pick the one that fits the aesthetic that you're going for. I think someone did like a test to see which one was the strongest on the forum, and it was definitely not midline. It was I can't remember if it was high tech or low tech, but it was not midline. And I think it was like at the lowest level it was like 1, and then at the higher levels it switched to the other. I don't remember which was which. Elite missile spec would be good for the resonators, right? Yeah, that's the idea. Alright, so we're going to do a little trick. I want to get field modulation, but it's not here. How do we get it? Mentor. We get to re-roll our skills. Uh-oh, it didn't show up. Well, good thing I quick saved, because now I can quick load. And bada bing, bada boom, we can mentor again. Let's see what we get. Oh, hey, now there's field modulation. And that's the trick. If you've got like 5 skills that you want, and your guy hits level 6 and you don't get the skill you want, you save, then you mentor, and if it doesn't show up, you just reload and do it again. There you go, that's the trick. Imagine not getting RNG first try. Sounds like a skill issue. Yeah, not everyone has mastered RNG manipulation, Potsky. Save scum, more like save Chad. Exactly. You got it. The trick is keep gambling. The trick is to keep gambling with the same money. See, because the money is the story point, and I'm just using time travel to get it back. Right? That's the trick. If you want to keep gambling without going bankrupt, just use time travel. Then you can go back in time to when you had the money and you can spend it again. Yeah, so I've got a couple of objectives. One is I do want to get the other Tesseracts so I can get... You know what? There's a big cluster of blue giants here. I guess I can check all of these and it's not going to be too out of my way. I can check all 5 of these. See if there's a... Because I've already checked that one. Not that one. Not that one. This one doesn't have it. But yeah, there's 5 of them clustered together here. So it'll be a quick stop through all of these to check those. And if I can find Doritos, that'll be cool. If not, I can hop over here. And just go to the abyss. You're going to the abyss. The beatings will continue until field modulation improves. That's the in-universe explanation. Just started the game and love the Lasher and Falcon builds. Yeah, I think... Yeah, I think I did do a video on a couple of those. Lasher can be a little underrated because it's often just an early game ship that you kill pretty easily. But 4 deployment points with accelerated ammo feeder can have some pretty impressive damage output. The problem is it's in late game fleets, it's just hard to get survivability. And the Falcon is the Falcon. Last time I asked what is the best frigate, but now I want to know the absolute best escort ships is for carriers. Escort for carriers. I don't usually use escorts for carriers. Or I usually do it like the other way around. You know, like I have the carriers escort a bigger ship. In which case, any old battleship will really do. It's like the Heron, you kind of let it do its own thing because it's fast, and then the other carriers, you just sit them behind a bigger battleship. Or I guess the Mora can kind of do its own thing sometimes. Any advice with the Persian blockade? They sent after me 19 fleets. Yeah, there are a couple of supply fleets that hang around the jump points. So if you can snipe, those fleets tend to be weaker, and if you can kill both of the supply fleets, then the entire blockade will leave. So you've got to avoid... You've got to avoid getting mobbed by like a bunch of their fleets. You just run around them, and then try to like snipe the supply fleets at the jump points. I mean, of course, if you've got a strong enough fleet, you can do the Giga Chav move of just fighting all of them at once. I'm a little disappointed. The mining station gave me a reasonable amount of ore. Only 1,000. I was expecting to get a more billion. What are those blue balls the Omega Omens were firing? That would be the antimatter SRM, which I got from the Tesseracts. Which hopefully we'll find some more of them. Okay, let's see. Point defense. Huzzah. Although arguably I could drop one of these for missile specialization if I'm going to run the antimatter SRM, but I think it's fine. I don't think that's necessary to worry about. So yeah, you're optimized, still waiting on one skill. But I'm pretty sure we can... No, we already mentored you, so we just got to get lucky. Alright. You're good, you're good, you're good. You can be... Like, all of these other guys are most of the way there. We can mentor the last skill. And you... Yeah, I want to wait until you get enough XP to level up twice. Let's see. 64... Okay. So I've never actually checked, but it's 648,000. So we want to go over... We want to go 200,000 over what it says here, and then he'll have enough XP to level up twice, and then we can do the mentor trick to guarantee you the right skills. Or what would be nice would be if I found the level 7 officers. That would be cool. But of course I didn't find any. When sieged by Persian League, attack the supply fleets near the jump points. Sun Tzu. Well, here's the thing, alright? Everyone loves to quote Sun Tzu's Art of War. But nobody is out here quoting Moon Tzu from the Science of Peace. I mean, everyone chooses the Art of War over the Science of Peace. This really says a lot about society. Man, I'm almost not even noticing people making noise in the background because of these new noise-canceling headphones I got. Incredible. Any good Eagle builds besides long-range beam spam? Yeah, there is. I think heavy autocannons did pretty well. Oh, so it is just here. Okay, first try. What headphone brand? I don't remember. Oh, I can't. Of course, I can't interact with it because all these fleets are technically bothering me. Moon Sun would be the war crime expert and would advise doing it. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. In the last patch, heavy autocannons did really good on the Eagles. In this patch, it might be mass drivers. Although it's going to be a bit expensive. No, it's the art of war versus the science of peace. It's an important distinction. So against the last Tesseracts, this did really well. Have you done the special banner yet? No, I have not. Actually, let's pull you back a bit. Yep, I want you to turn around. There we go. Okay. So it looks like we got Reality Disruptor and Particle Driver. Really? Do I get 0 Rift Torpedoes in this I wanted to test Rift Torpedoes on this thing. I guess I can use, like, yeah, I could use both of these. You know, swap the Autopulse lasers for 1 Particle Driver and 1 Reality Disruptor, and it's good. But I wanted a Rift Torpedo to test on this thing. Come on, RNG. Don't make me cheat them in. That would be lame. There we go. Force an overload. And then just kind of hope that the overload did not last very long, but they did get some serious damage in. So that's pretty good. Yeah, he's going to phase anchor out of here. That's fine. Bro, he's a little... Have you tried the buffed Armor Eater? I have not tried it yet. Although the Disintegrator does seem really like it might actually be good now. Oh, it chose not to overload. Interesting. That's different. Now, if you would kindly die, so we can move on. Because the other one is kind of bothering us now. And the Paragon let itself get EMP'd, which is not great. I think we're going to do this. Some of the frigates may die, but that's a sacrifice I am willing to make. Okay, this time we got the overload. And the auto lances should finish that off. Right? Yeah. Yes, and the 5 frigates plus the Astrals did finish off the other one. Okay, so now we move on to Phase 2. If I could avoid losing the Anubis, that'd be pretty cool. I mean, you can keep hitting me with those kinetic blasters. They're not going to do a whole lot. Oh, okay. So it did suicide bomb my Anubis, so I do lose a ship. Unfortunate. Close, but not quite. Because losing the Harbinger doesn't count when it has phase anchor. See if I can overload this guy. No, he chooses not to overload, but I do some pretty decent damage to him. Oh, I'm EMP'd, so I can't actually shoot. I didn't even notice. Tempest is venting. Damn. He doesn't give a fuck. Gotcha. But yeah, those mini pulsers are pretty dangerous to a Tempest. Yep. Oh, it's even got a cryo flamer by the looks of it. Oh, so close. We were this close to greatness. Alright, get him, boys. Show him who's boss. I missed it. Oh, come on. Now that is just ridiculous. Yes, get him with the antimatter SRMs. Come on. Eh. Alright, I think I'm gonna live. I think we're good. Yes, he flamed out, he plasma burned straight into the Paragon because he's so eager to try and kill me. Excellent. Have you tried using Raleigh civilian ship command? Yes, I have. I don't think it's super relevant to this situation, but it is useful sometimes. You can run, but you can't hide. Bruh. Come on. There we go. So yeah, now it's just the fighters, which means we lost the Anubis and the Tempest. I mean, if we had our ships all maxed out with S-mods and our officer skills maxed out, I think we would be able to get through this without any losses. That's pretty cool. How's the carry experience going by now? You like them? Yeah. They feel solid. And there they are. We do get a cryoblaster. Imagine trying to put this on an Anubis. Ah, yes. What I do like shooting for 1,000 flux a shot. You want carrier skills? Yes, I have the carrier skills. You get more of these. That's great. Okay. And then we gotta leave. I can't believe the first one I went to immediately had the hyper shunt. That's great. I just immediately found it. Reality disruptor on the Anubis would be crazy. Maybe. Although it does count as energy weapon, so the cost is doubled. I think I like it more on the Paragon because the 100% range bonus from Advanced Targeting Core feels really good there. Alright, now, excuse me for 1 second, I've got to go to the bathroom. Alright, there we go. I'm back. What did I miss? How would Anubis with Cryoblast or Cryoflamer Flare? Probably not well. I think it's got too much. Why oh why is middle finger an emote? Because where would society be without it? Hope this weekend is treating you well. Wanted to know if you had any recommendations for mods that don't change the game feel too harshly. I mean, you can always go to like Reddit or the forums for mod recommendations. There's a lot of mods that people like that I have not even touched. I mean, I like, you know, Diablo Avionics is pretty good. Scalar Tech is pretty good. But there's definitely a lot more mod recommendations you can get from the community. You missed church. I see. Who's the Kanye of Starsector? Now that is a loaded question. Alright, well that takes care of that little errand. So now I can go use the nearest gate to head over to the Abyss. Slingshot, go! It's a little too far. Well, I do another heavily modded run. In the future. Probably not for a while, though, because my next idea for a run is going to be vanilla, but with the gimmick of only using automated ships. Now that we've got the Onslaught Mark I, and we've got the Safeguard fleet, and those don't count against your automated ship points, so you can run the automated ship on top of that. So you can have like an Alpha Core Mark I, and an Alpha Core Legion, an Alpha Core 14 Onslaught, and then also a Radiant, and like a bunch of Glimmers. So you can make an entire fleet out of automated ships now. Which is a very new. Alright, let's go deal with some abyssal horrors. Hegemony approved fleet. Well, from a certain point of view. Oh, that's definitely got demons. Oh yeah. In fact, both of these. Okay, so both of them have demons. Let's see how we do against the weakest. Alright. Let's see how we do against the weakest iteration. Unfortunately, the Paragon deployed at the back when I want it in front of all this other stuff. That's a little annoying. Man, the leash range on that is massive. And I always underestimate how wide the leash range on that is. Because I go, if I put a rally point, it'll go there. Nope, it doesn't. Oh, I should have restored these instead of leaving the demods. Whoops. Whatever, it'll be fine. There we go. Go for the eye. Well, that's the Paragon's job. Yeah, I know. It can EMP me while I'm in phase space. Honestly, for this kind of thing, it might be good to get, like, a repair unit. Might be good for getting a repair unit to deal with this. Man, you guys are way out there dealing with the big boy. I don't really want you to do that. Alright, wait, can I kill this thing? Not if I miss. Definitely not if I miss. I was kind of hoping to slip past its shield arc. I aimed a little too wide, I guess. What are these things? Shrouded Dwellers. That's their name, anyways. If I can do this, open this up. It's a shrouded thing. Demons are just demons. Yes, Inquisitor, that's all you need to know. So I did stun it. Hold on, can I get it before the overload ends? I can, but not enough damage to finish it off. So yeah, unfortunately the Harbinger still died. Everybody else looks like they're doing fine. Yeah. So the Omens are living as long as I keep them escorting other ships. Which, I mean, they're not really doing anything either, but they're not dying. So that's nice. The Harbinger still gets itself killed, because of course it does. But also phase anchor, so it's not an issue. Oh, pay a little more attention. Yes, I do need you guys to distract him so I can get in there. I guess he's pointing its shield at me now. Alright, let's see if I can get in there and... whack! There we go. Oh wait, oops. I did not mean to do that. Alright, hold on, let me fix this. God, the omens being all clustered in there makes this really difficult. I should probably just keep them at the bottom of the map, although I guess having them here at least sort of disincentivizes the enemy from attacking. I see you. Your kinetic jet can reach me, but the rest of your weapons can't. There we go. So if I work together with the frigates, we can actually hunt down these tendrils. So that's nice. Because then we can rely on you guys to clear out all the big stuff. Excellent. So instead of running away, I need you to actually attack it. Like that. Okay. Yeah, and then you guys are cleaning up all the tendrils. Excellent. I mean, they are being annoying by running away. Wait, what even hit that? Alright. Oh, that's a decent amount. Not enough crew. Ah. I was wondering about that. Crew is not a part of my considerations here. I mean, you didn't do a whole lot, so I guess I'll just mothball you. I don't think the Shroud are hard. In fact, I find after running the Maelstrom, running after the Maelstrom once the main fight is over to be very annoying and less of a threat. It also does also feel like only the eye is a danger. Yeah, offensively the scariest thing is the eye for sure. No double looting? Well, you can certainly try. Alright, let's try something a little bit bigger, and this time we've got no Harbinger. Alright, everybody huddle around the Paragon. You can get the three of you like this, get you like this. And you can follow me around. Well, hold on. We'll do it like this. No. God, this is so annoying. All of you guys like this. You guys like this. And you can also escort me. Try not to bump into each other on the way. To be honest, the Paragon makes all the threats in the game feel less impactful. I mean, the same can be said of, like, the Onslaught as well. Paragon and the Onslaught. Both very tanky. Oh, it's leaping forward. Very interesting. It also took a lot of damage in the process. Okay, whoa. Latency. Or rather than latency, it's a bit of a frame rate drop. I guess because of all these particle effects. Yeah, it looks like they're all clustered up here. That's nice. It'll make them easier to kill. That's a big demon. It is a big demon. Oh, there's the glare. Or the eye, rather. The Abyss... the Anubis did not like that. Okay, hold on. Gotta go change some settings. Because this is a little bit janky. There we go. Should run a little smoother. Look at this jerk just sitting at the back. He's not even moving. What does he think he is, a fabricator? That's a different faction. Yes. Damn. Those did not do as much damage as I would have liked. I guess they do rely a lot more on hull rather than armor, so high explosive isn't nearly as scary. At least for them. You see, the Anubis is taking damage, but the other ships are doing alright, and the Maelstrom is... or the Shrouded Maw... it does seem to be taking a lot of damage from the Paragon, and the Paragon is just not caring. It doesn't care. The Paragon do what the Paragon does. Stop that. Even shoot it. Come on. Oh! My mistake. I didn't realize it was going to just leap next to me and explode. Also, they explode? Why? I don't fully grasp this. What are the metaphysical implications of shrouded dwellers exploding on death? They explode now. They explode now. Uh-oh, the Paragon is suddenly in a lot of trouble. That happened very quickly. That's a lot of Hungering Rifts. Although, probably not the end of the world. Yeah, just do a little venting. You'll be fine. I lost an Omen. Yeah, this kind of fleet does not seem like the best suited for dealing with the Shrouded Dwellers. Although it does seem like it's still doable. It's a good thing I didn't take on the hardest version. The eye is still intact. Yeah, the fact that they all, like, move and jump at the same time is really... really making them a pain. I mean, you're so close. If I could just get in my Inflictor and get behind it. Oh, wait, I died. That's right. R.I.P. Thank you, Baker. 20 euros. Seems frigates are kind of useless here. I mean, they're not completely useless, but they're definitely not that good. Damn, the shield on that thing is strong. Yes! It tried to jump away and died to the IR Auto Lance. Thank you. Okay. I was really worried that thing would get away and vent. Or, you know, whatever the alien equivalent to that is. By alien, I mean, I'm not even, you know, whatever these things are. Alright, there goes the eye, which was the big threat. Now, this was a lot more painful. And the Astral took some damage. Actually, both of them took some damage. The Paragon's fine, though, because, of course, it is. Yeah, that kind of sucked. You guys, like, okay, you guys are really huddling together a little too much. Luddic Path Brawlers are decent in the Shroud fight. Yeah, I guess you could get, like, a heavy machine gun. And that would do really well against them. In fact, probably double heavy machine gun's the best. If I had to guess. Yeah, all of you kill that, please. And there goes that. And all that's left is a few tendrils. Alright. That could definitely use some work. Yeah, these things definitely fight a little differently with the jumping around. All shields, no armor. Well, they also... The thing is, it's not just that they have no armor, they also have really good hull. I don't think I have that one. Alright, well, I'm ready to go home. That's enough Abyssal Horrors for one day. I need to go get more crew. I need to restore my ships. So we'll just pop through the gate, do all of that, and then we can immediately come back. But first, I guess we'll... inventory. Shrouded Mantle. Oh. It'll work. Remember last time? Prove it. I want a full proposal and testing schedule by end of shift. Cool. So that should give us the mantle. And then we can also manufacture weapons. So this takes 5. I guess I can try just doing 2 of these instead of tachyon lances and see how it goes. The emanation only costs 1. these could be really good. I mean, it's 10 points, which is a lot for a small energy slot. Hits on armor and hull cause weapon and... Yeah, so it also has the same... But the thing is, it has the same... not only does it do EMP damage, not only does it hit phase ships, but it also has the same debuff that a reality disruptor has. So that could be nuts. Yeah, I'll try 2 basal glares. Confirm. We'll do that. How much EXP you got? Not enough. And yes, you did get field modulation. Excellent. So look at that. Look at that. They've all got the perfect skill set. Flawless execution right there. Also, we can switch you over to match the other guys. Like so. Excellent. So now all 4 omens are running the Omega weapons. You... I guess we'll change you when we get back. We'll run the Abyssal Glare, we'll run Reality Disruptor, Particle, Driver, and then double Abyssal Glare, and we'll see how that goes. I had a lot of success against the Dwellers with a piloted Retribution and 2 AI Executors. Yeah, the Retribution seems like it could be good here, because you can easily run like lots of kinetic damage and some thumpers. And the thumpers normally kind of struggle against hull because residual armor takes away most of their damage, but against these guys who only have 1 armor, thumpers would be really good. So you were a paladin of the Church Vanquishing Demons. That depends on who's asking. At one stupid boy. Was he? No, because Executors would not be church material. I'm sure he's piloting a Retribution, personally. But that doesn't really count. Come on. They have 50 armor. Did they change it? Shrouded Dweller. Armor rating, 1. Is there like a hotfix I didn't see? They have 50 armor. They get plus 50 for calculations only. Ah. Okay. I did not know about that. That does change things, yeah. From a hull mod, okay. Ships, Shrouded Dweller. Is that what the locked entry is the hull mod? Actually, they don't have any hull mods. Hull mods, none. They have scripted 50 residual armor. That's weird because they don't... Normally they would do that through some kind of mechanic, but it looks like they have an armor rating of 1, but there's no hull mod that says they get like plus 50. It's just nothing. That is pretty weird. Normally that's how they'd do that. Ironclad Amoeba, hello. Good to see ya. Is that 50 armor rend fragmentation damage useless then? Not useless, but it definitely hurts. Like there are ships that have that kind of residual armor. Yes, because it's through a script in a hidden hull mod. That's so odd. Huh. Hello, love your vids. What do you think of a concept of a mod that allows you to build your ships tall, meaning you can invest resource into ship stats more costly the more you upgrade them? That could be interesting. Where it's like you can make your ships more powerful than normal, but they get like more deployment points as you invest more and more in them. That could be really cool. Alright, well I'm gonna need more crew, because apparently fighting demons means people die. I mean, you could have told me that beforehand. Why did nobody tell me that fighting demons kills people? Alright, don't let the crew know that I said that. Alright, let's see. Restore. Nope, that's the wrong button. Restore. Let me go G. G. Anybody else? Yes. Got plenty of cash. We can do this all day. Alright, let's refit the Paragon a little bit here. We've only got 1 point left for the capacity. Ah, I've got all these expensive weapons. 30, 30, and all the large slots is 30. And then we've got the resonators and the antimatter SRMs. We just got no room. We've already got all 3S mods. You get no... it's just, you only get one capacitor. That's the way it is. 3 story points. Okay. Alright, and I've got to stop mothballing that. Easy. Yeah, I still only have 3 of those. I think for the moment I just want more points. So I'll just do that. I'll get a couple burst lasers. Something like this. Why are they out of order? I didn't do that. I put them in the correct order. Or maybe I didn't. Okay, you don't need anything, do you? No, I think you're good. The omens are good, that's good. This is an abomination, but we're going to try it. Could drop the salamanders on the Paragon, but that would mean leaving the slots empty, and I don't want to do that. And the 2 burst lasers in the middle for more capacitors. Yeah, I don't really want to do that, though. I do like having just a couple of salamanders and these burst lasers. I know people say that PD is not useful on these ships, and I don't think that's entirely true. I think that having these burst lasers is pretty nice. Can you show officers or skill plan for them? You want to see my officers or what? I'm not exactly sure what you mean. It's levelable now? Are you sure? See, it needs 648 million or 648,000 experience, and he currently has 563,000. So he still needs 80,000 more experience before I want to level him up. I like burst lasers. I just think 6 is overkill. Well, it's a Paragon. It's getting 1 burst laser per 10 deployment points. I don't think 6 is overkill. I mean, maybe. He might be better off with less, getting more caps. I don't know. I'd just rather do this. I don't think it needs the capacity that badly. Alright, it's time to test the Abyssal Glare setup. Oh wait, hold on. I don't want to deploy my flagship. Let's get everybody else. You guys can escort. You can do that. Get the Tempest escort this guy. And we can generate a fleet for you guys. Deploy. Alright, let's see what it does. How are you quick selecting a gun for slot? I'm not sure what you mean quick selecting. Ah, yes, the classic long-range, the 1000 range particle driver and the 1000 range reality disruptor work together pretty nicely to break shields and then disable the enemy ship. But now it's got to get a lot closer to use these Abyssal Glares. Oh yeah, these bombers feel real good. Where's the HUDs? Is this how the pros play? Well, the HUD's not here because I'm using the camera feed. I'm not piloting. Yes, I believe I think the bug with the Abyssal Glare on the Anubis was fixed. I think. But there was a time when it triggered the on-hit effect a little bit more than it was supposed to. Did that Condor just survive 2 Reapers? Well, I guess that's the power of having S-mods and skills, huh? Damn. I mean, maybe it isn't fair to bully low-tech like this. The Astrals are very good at killing these kinds of ships. I think we've seen enough. Let's try it against high-tech. Let's see how that fares. Try Tachyon. That's a lot of face ships. And a couple of Astrals. I'm not sure the Astrals by themselves are going to do... Yeah, that's better. I'll even give him a bit of an advantage. There we go. Tested on remnants. Well, the problem with that is I didn't enable the thing that lets you ignore core limitations. So in order to give them alpha cores, I would actually need to have all of those alpha cores. I think next time I'll turn that feature on to ignore that restriction, though. Yeah, so testing on remnants is not really practical right now. And it's still got bodied by those tridents, so that's pretty cool. The particle driver is obviously very threatening against high-tech. And they have to keep their shields up because of the reality disruptor. If they drop it, they're going to get punished. The Doom thinks it's hot, but it's actually hot garbage because the paladins on the Anubis keep it at bay. Your mines are meaningless. Your memes are stale. Yeah, now you're just instantly disabled. I guess the EMP is not super valuable. I guess this is a case... You could make a case for going Cascade Emitter instead. Not only because of the extra range, but because the Reality Disruptor already covers EMP. But I'm going to use the Abyssal Glare because it's new. Hey, that's pretty cool. Although it does look like my Paragon took some damage on the armor. So it is a little bit tougher against high tech. Yes, the Tempest no longer has issues against the Doom. Or at least it's not dying too badly, because now it has 360 shields. Thank you, S-modded extended shields. So yeah, these three are just going to bully this Doom. Even with triple S mods and some pretty good skills, it's still getting bullied. Did I lose any ships? No. And this Omen's doing just fine against the Doom. For the moment. It could find itself in trouble. The termination sequence, like spinning around the back and getting it right up the tailpipe. Now that's cinema. Are Astrals finally good? Yes. Probably not the strongest capital ship, but they're actually good. Right, with the buff to the carrier skills, the reduced cost on tridents, and the direct buffs that they've gotten on top of that, they feel pretty good. Maybe one high-intensity laser instead of one glare, so all four weapons are different. Well, the problem with that is I hear you. Getting all four weapons different is kind of funny. But then it has like a massive range mismatch between the 1000 on the high-intensity and the 800 on the glare. If I wanted to do all four different, I would go like one Tachyon, one Rift Cascade Emitter. So yeah, even against phase ships and paragons and all that stuff, this still works pretty well. High tech, low tech, doesn't matter that they've got triple S mods and level 6 officers. We still got them. Easy. Which of course means that the demons are harder than 240 deployment points worth of triple S modded ships. Very nice. Any other levels that I can do? No, everyone's good. So all my frigate officers are leveled. I'm waiting for you. What do you need? Helmsmanship, that's what you're missing. It's like you want helmsmanship, you want target analysis, you're both ready to mentor. You guys want systems expertise and combat endurance for this one. And then just copy paste that skill set over to you. Okay. Yeah, so everyone's on track to get the right skill set. That's awesome. And to do that, we're gonna have to kill more enemies. Lud shaking in his grave after witnessing this Paragon. Yeah, it is kind of, he would definitely not be a fan. Let's put it that way. I feel like it got colder in here. Okay. I was wearing a sweater earlier and took it off because it's feeling warm, and now it's feeling cold again. Not sure what happened. I don't know, maybe it was just the heat of battle causing my body to warm up. I wish there was a version of the Tachyon that sacrificed EMP for something else. Well, that kind of is what the other beams do. I guess what you're thinking of might be like something that still has shield piercing, but shield piercing in this game is inherently tied to EMP, so there's not really a way to do that. Yes, but let's hear Lud's opinion on taxes. Oh yes, spiritual revolution and all that. Yes, 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 very important. But what about the tax rate, hmm? What does Lud have to say about that? Would scarabs with tactical lasers work somehow? I think they... I do think that's like a build that people do. Are any new Abyssal mod useful? The Shrouded Mantle seems like it could potentially be abusable. Let's see. Shrouded Lens. This was kind of weird when it first came out, and then it's been adjusted. I don't know how good it actually is. It does give you the ability to slap some EMP onto something that doesn't normally get EMP, so in theory this could work really well with, like, Storm Needlers, because the high rate of fire can trigger the effect, and then if your opponent drops their shields, normally Storm Needlers aren't going to do much to armor, but with Shrouded Lens, it's going to be triggering this effect and adding in some EMP to your Storm Needler. So that could be theoretically really good. The problem is that a lot of high-tech ships don't have the extra flux dissipation that you need to afford this thing. So finding a place for it could be hard, but if you can combine it with a Storm Needler, it could be really good. Oh wait, no, this is the lens. I'm thinking Thunderhead, right. So, never mind, ignore the fact that I was hovering over the lens, I was talking about the Thunderhead there. The lens, I don't know. I've not tried it at all. It's kind of like, what is it, Volkov Industries, that mod had an EMP arc as like a point defense hull mod. And this seems to be a similar concept. Lens omens, you say? I mean, don't they already kind of have that going on with their thing, with their EMP emitter? Shrouded Mantle. This one could potentially be quite crazy, because it causes the ship to just jump away from stuff when it takes too much hull damage. And then if you combine this with some way to recover hull, like if you take the S mod effect, means that they get healing from the Hungering Rift. So you can equip the Hungering Rift on stuff, S mod the Shrouded Mantle on some of your ships, and suddenly it jumps away when it takes hull damage and then recovers health from the Hungering Rift. So potentially abusable in some ways. I'm sure somebody's going to make it, somebody's going to make a video of them tanking everything with one ship that then just recovers its hull back and then triggers this effect and jumps away. Someone's going to do that video. I don't know when. I don't know when it's going to happen. But surely that's possible. It must be. Let's try the Shrouded Lens on an Omen. Someone said they like that. Let's see if it's any good. Or maybe on the Tempest, which has no ordnance points to work with. Let's just see what this Shrouded Lens does. The so-called Shrouded Lens. Let's see Paul Allen's Shrouded Lens. The church will have nothing to say about this. Exactly. This Omen just glowing very red. Perfectly normal. And this is one of the downsides to the antimatter SRM, is that your frigates will just fire it, use up all the charges, and accomplish nothing. And sometimes that's just what they do. Honestly, it's kind of hard to tell if it's really doing anything. Hold on, let me just pilot this myself. Because the rate of fire is pretty slow. But it is zapping them. Yeah, it got his engines. And it does seem like it stays on during the EMP emitter. Okay. Is that worth 3 ordnance points? Maybe. I mean, it's not doing a lot, but it's also not costing a lot. I think for these omens, I would rather just keep the extra dissipation, but if I switch this back to a Reaper, then I could see the shrouded lens being kind of useful. The real shift to put lens on is a monitor, since it stays active behind Fortress Shield. It stays active behind Fortress Shield, you say? Now that's a good idea. That's a good idea, sponsor. Shrouded lens monitor. Yeah, I could see that. Alright, I guess it's just time to go farm more. Farm for more. Let's go do some killing. Although I think we're going to be farming threat instead. Oh, do I have a bunch of... No, I sold that. Okay, we're good. I wonder if those weapons would do good or bad on a civilian Prometheus. That's a good question. Oh, speaking of civilian Prometheus, I did see somebody post a thread, a picture of their fleet, and they're like, rate my exploration fleet, and it was like 4 Prometheus, a couple of Ventures, and that he even had like a salvage rig with converted hangar. And people were like, dude, you've got too many fuel ships. But I don't think they understand the brilliance of this fleet, because the Prometheus is not a fuel tanker. It is a combat ship that just so happens to carry a lot of fuel. I mean, really, you gotta look at the stats. It's the same cost to deploy it as a Hammerhead, but it gets a capital grade targeting unit. It has 95 ordnance points. It's got like 1,200 armor and 10k hull. So it's got more armor and hull than a Venture for less deployment points. And you can still mount, and it gets more range out of its targeting unit, and you can get a medium ballistic. You can go like railguns and a heavy mauler. And now apparently shrouded lens. I know, it could potentially be interesting. Yeah, I'm seeing that fuel cost. I really should have used the wormhole instead of the gate. So make note of that in the future. If you want to do this little trick, use your wormhole. Just leave the wormhole anchor here and take the other one back to your colonies, because the wormhole costs the same fuel no matter the distance. Is that the same guy that posted a fleet of the Prometheus fighting a Star Fortress? I don't know. I mean, I've done that. Not a Star Fortress, actually, no. It was just a regular star, like, battle station. No, not a battle station. You know, the orbital station, that's the one. I've not gone all the way up to the Star Fortress. That was, well, I tried that. It just didn't go well, and I decided to spend my time doing something else. Fine, I'll click on the Abyssal Light. It's not going to be anything special. Ah, there we go. Demons. Excellent. I mean, I'd really rather be fighting threat right now, but I'll take what I can get. We'll do the lower version. And we're just going to deploy the capital ships and see how that goes. I guess I'll throw you in. It's still using up most of my deployment points, but that's just the nature of it. Let's see how this goes. No frigates to get in the way. Is there anything good in the nascent gravity wells out in the abyss? Well, there's threat. Threat is in the gravity wells. So if you like fighting threat, then I'd say yes. Yeah, the eye does... Wow, it just straight up killed it. With no frigates to distract it, the eye just can straight up kill the Anubis. Okay. So that's great. I mean, the eye is designed in a way where it's got this 360 shield, but when it activates the eye, not only does it open a gap in the shield, but its flux dissipation is turned to 0. So it can't shoot forever. Yeah, the volatile particle driver definitely helping out here. Makes it a lot easier for the Paragon to get through those shields, and then the abyssal glare is burning through the hull. I don't think the Astrals are going to contribute too much in comparison. Or just kill it. Kill it! It's so close. Just do it. There you go. You did it. Congratulations. Congration. You done it. Oh, that's weird. Huh. Interesting. Missiles have less range in the abyss. Yes, that's one of the interesting little gimmicks. Minus 20% top speed for your ships, and minus 20% missile speed and range. The eyes opening their shields is the reason the executors were so good against them. They open the shield and immediately get smacked with 4 auto lances. Oh, yeah, that makes sense. Alright, now that you pointed out, that does make a lot of sense. It's crazy how powerful Paragons are. Yeah, they do seem well suited to this battlefield. But, you know, don't get credit where credit is due. The volatile particle driver is doing a lot of work here, making it a lot easier. I do wonder how much the reality disruptor is doing, though. It's kind of hard to tell. Would any missiles be viable in the Abyss even with the 20%? Yeah, I think they still work. I mean, the Squalls are still doing all right. Oh, but yeah, the Atropos are probably a lot worse as well. See, I think these 3 can just take on the smaller group by themselves. No need to throw anybody else under the bus. Unfortunate, because you, structural damage and power grid, aw, come on. I want to go fight Threat, and the Anubis is really good against Threat. I just got into stream and I see an asymmetric placement of weapons. You've changed. Well, it just... I mean, if you get to the point where you got Particle Driver and Reality Disruptor, you got to put them together. It's the way it is. Why am I finding... Okay, so last time I couldn't find any Abyssal Lights. This time I'm finding all of them. But I'm not finding the Gravity Well. The all-important Gravity Wells. Not sure if Threat or Dwellers are worse. I think it depends on... This really can depend on your fleet. Starsector on a Sunday. Yes, I know, it's an unheard of experience, Tree Clay. But it's very real. Look at this guy, maxing out his flux like that. How embarrassing. Just get more vents. You don't see me maxing out my flux. Oh, now it's got to keep its shield up because the reality does... Any of you guys notice how the Reality Disruptor looks exactly the same as the Shrouded Dwellers? Interesting, yeah? Lore? Indeed. Does EMP even affect those things? It's hard to tell. I'm not sure. Does look like the glare on the Paragon is working pretty well. One of the nice things is it does seem to have a pretty fast turn rate. Okay, that... It keeps dropping its shield, and then it puts it up, but it's taking too long for the shield to unfold, so it takes a bunch of damage. Alright. Is it no way this Astral dies here, right? That would be ludicrous. Alright, Paragon, please kill that guy. Shoot him to death. Damn, it's being stubborn. It's got so little hull left, but it's just... And the problem is that now that the Paragon's close, it keeps putting on Fortress Shields because it's getting surrounded by too many enemies. So it keeps flickering Fortress Shields, it's doing less damage. But if I don't tell it to kill, then it won't focus it. But if I do tell it to kill, it gets too close. He thinks this is an issue. Did it just jump forward when it's about to die? That seems... Or no, did it jump away and it's... Oh, it spawned a bunch of other crap. That's what it did. Okay. There, you didn't even have that much flux. I don't know why you're venting for. Alright, this is taking a long time. Let's just get the frigates in there. Alright, let's just kill them. It's time to just kill them. Without the eyes, the Dwellers have no major way of causing damage to you. Yeah, I mean, in theory. This Astral's finding ways to take damage. Alright, if the Astral dies, it's going to be really annoying. The engines are offline, so it's floating away from everybody. These particle jets are not doing too much to its armor, but it's running out. Okay, so I am drawing their attention, so they're not killing the Astral. It's bad enough that the Anubis has demons on it. But if the Astral also gets demons, then I'm going to have to go back through the gate again to restore it. And that's going to be a huge pain. Hold on. Ooh, got hit by the Cobra. Nice. It looks like the Omens are doing alright with their mini pulsars. So we did save the Astral. Excellent. Okay, we did it. Alright, what is it? 40,000? 70,000 more, okay. Get some elite skills in here. Yeah, I think that's good. Or no, probably point defense, right? Yeah, we gotta go point defense. Because it gives extra range on the good old paladins. Man, we're burning through a ton of supplies. It sure would be nice if there was some way in the Abyss to restore your supplies, huh? Man, that would be cool, wouldn't it? Oh. Manticore. So there was just 23 crew floating around in that Manticore, huh? Oh, there's another one. Are you sure you're a human, my guy? Also, I don't need your skill set, so you can go back into the void. Yeah, no lore, unfortunately. They just gave me the regular text. A damn shame. Can I get a gravity well? There we go. Ask and you shall receive. Detect a very weak energy shield still active despite main power loss. It is oddly fluctuating as if tuned to a frequency which would be of no use in combat. It was a Tritachyon-flagged vessel. The crew is dead. What's left of the young executive with lead authority over the operation is still in his luxurious outfitted personal cabin. Such incidents involving the untimely discharge of an engineering-grade plasma cutter are not unknown in poorly managed repair docks, but when they occur in a ship's executive suite, pointed questions are raised. The last survivor, suited against the apparent life support failure, is found near the jury-rigged power generator that was spliced into the ship's shield grid. The suit's safeties were overridden and its atmo mix of oxygen reduced to 0. Interesting. They follow was scraped onto the decking with a multi-tool. Low oxygen psychosis is not unheard of under such catastrophic conditions. No, I think there's definitely something following him. What exactly it was this shield was supposed to keep out, or in, is unclear. And it's not even worth that much. Oh, fuel production. Very cool. Finally in the green. Lovely. Yeah, not much else to do with this one. Just gotta try and get these items and wait for it to grow to the next size so I can get a military HQ. It doesn't look like there's any... It's like... We did get a gravity well, but no threat. Is there a reason why most planets outside the Persean sector are named Perseus? Well, it's because it's the Orion-Perseus abyss. So the Perseus there is just indicating the location, and then it's followed by like a serial number because it's just an unimportant planet. Doesn't get a real name. Well, I guess we're out of here. The reason is John Perseus. True. Yeah, forget what I said about the lore and all of that. It's just because John Perseus named all of these. Can you set up a colony out here? No, the game doesn't let you do that. Well, a lot of these, which is partly because these planets sort of like pop in and out of existence. So gravity wells will pop up, but then you come back and you go looking for it and it's not there anymore. That's part of the game's mechanics. So if you could set up colonies out here, then it would just kind of stop existing. And that would be a problem. Yeah, I guess I might as well turn on my transponder. It's not like I'm trying to hide from the threat. That's a good point. Okay, well, we're going to have to restore you. Is there anything else? No, I think we're good. Oh, you leveled up. That's nice. Systems expertise. Sounds good to me. Maybe I should go with, like, wasps. We'll give that a go. Yeah, I guess this is fine. We'll just go back out there once we get more material to work with. Yeah, I've got plenty of those. Well, we should be fine. Although I guess I could use more fuel. Yeah, come search me if you want. Search all you want, officer. You'll never find the contraband. Yes, I know the guy on my Paragon leveled up. I'm waiting for another 70,000 so I can double. I want to level him twice. If colony size is exponential, does that mean Chico Mostock holds like 90% of the sector population? I think people have calculated it, and it's... I mean, it depends on where... There's definitely a range of what each colony could be, but generally people estimate that Chico Mostock is about half the sector's population. Which is an interesting lore tidbit, that this one place has half the population of the entire sector. You know, we're just gonna go get some more levels for you guys and get more story points by killing stuff. And, you know, while we're at it, we'll also get more, like, threat equipment and stuff. And they're still having a disco party at Contest Den. That's cool. That's cool. Good to see that they haven't changed. Stay your beautiful self, Kanta. The one we know and love. Saturating bomb... Yeah. Sat bombing Chico Mostok gives you a lot of bang for your buck. That's exactly right. If you're looking for the biggest kill count for per unit of antimatter fuel, Chico Mostok might be the way to go. Is that because of a lamp? Yes, that is the lamp that's changing colors. That's why there's a little disco. With all faction colonies added up, is the total population even near 1 billion people? That's a good question. Chica Mostok's size 8, right? So I think that's 100 million. It's in the hundreds of millions, rather. So it could be, on the low end, that might be like 200 million, but on the high end, it could be like 800 million. So if we just take, like, the middle of the road, we could say it's maybe 500 million, and then the rest of the sector added together is probably around 500 million as well. So it might be that the total sector population is around 1 billion, I think. I mean, there's definitely a lot of wiggle room there. Which, of course, 1 billion across all of these planets is, like, what, an eighth of what we have now on Earth? I thought Chico was in billions. Isn't it 8, like size 8, which would be hundreds of million? Hold on, no, that's not useful. Size 8. Because size 9 would be billions. Yeah, so it's definitely not in the billions. One size 8 planet equals 1,000 size 7 planets. No. It's powers of 10. So it would be 10 size 7 planets, not 1,000. I mean, that's just a regular light, doesn't matter. And this is a regular nothing. My favorite. Damn, Earth is big. It is. I sure do love nothing. Earth would be size 9, correct. Actually, it's going to be... You know, give it some time, it'll be size 10. Wow, I feel like there's less gravity wells than before. I feel like you used to see more, although maybe I'm just imagining things. How is it that I'm crossing the entire abyss, and I'm seeing all these damn lights, and nothing else? Because I'm about to enter. You can see it on the minimap. There's the blue, because that's regular hyperspace. And there's the music kicking back in. Yeah. How can this be the case? That's ridiculous. Abyss machine broke. Yeah, more or less. Just a casual 520,000 credits. No big deal. And we don't even have the biofactory embryo. Oh man, the difference in output though. Freeport is like 170,000 credits. Incredible. Let's see, we're just missing fuel, which we've started producing. It's just not in high enough volume yet. Supplies. And we'll be producing marines soon enough. So yeah, we've basically got everything met. We're close. Yeah, the problem is not enough fuel. It's fuel supplies and marines are the things that we don't have enough of. The fuel. Alright, so it's 5 over here. How much is it on the other one? 5. Okay. So we're currently producing 3. So if we get another administrator with... wait, hold on. So if once we get up to size 6, this will be 4. And then we get an administrator with industrial planning, that'll be up to 5. So we can get the fuel production up to 5. And that'll meet all of our fuel needs. This, on the other hand, we're currently producing 6. So yeah, this will be producing 7 as soon as we go up to size 6. So these will be easy. And then when we go up to size 6, we can make a military base which will supply marines. But I think a military base requires more than 5 fuel. So for that, we're going to want a catalytic core. And then these 2 plants will be producing everything that we need. And at that point, I've also got to remember I need to put a gamma core on population and infrastructure to get the demand for organs down. But other than that, everything will be met. So there's just a couple of things we got to do. All right, you're right. Catalytic cores refining, I'm thinking synchrotron core. Hello, I'm back. What can we get with tech mining on vast ruins? You can get really any rare item. You can get like a pristine nanoforge if you're lucky. But if you do it right, you're always guaranteed to get something. Do I want to, or do I just... Come on. There we go. Yes, I would rather fight this. Oi, I heard that. You were making noises at me. Be quiet. I'm trying to fight threat over here. Alright, demons, stop shouting in my ear. I'm trying to fight somebody else right now. There we go. Let's see, 1 fabricator? Easy. I don't even need to deploy my flagship for this one. 22%. What a joke. Hilarious. I mean, we might need to deploy them. We'll see. But last time I checked, this went pretty well. This is the hardest fleet you can fight. It only had 1 fabricator. Yeah, fabricator escorted by a bunch of ships is way harder than just 2. You know, 3 fabricators sounds like the hardest. And I've already beaten a 2 fabricator fleet, so I'm not really scared of this. So look, the omens just kill these guys. And then, oh no, they're spamming these things. And they are tanking at least decently, but, I mean, auto lances and EMP emitters are not gonna... Oh, this one's taking some damage. No, you don't want to do that. I promise you don't want to go in that direction. Okay, so that omen's dead. Probably don't want to capture this then. Just capture like this and then call it a day. How about like that? And then I'll have you guys sit next to the astrals. Seems fair to me. Man, look at those wasps go. Get them. Get them, wasps. With your replacement rate of 3 seconds. They just do no damage. They're really there. Okay, once again, why is this guy dying again? That shouldn't be happening. Huh? Hello? Are you sleepwalking? What happened? That's weird. Why are you doing that? Have you tried not doing that? And you should be moving upwards. Hold on. In order to actually make this work, let's... there we go. Go capture that for me, thank you very much. No, why is the astral in front? Hello? Again, are you guys sleepwalking? What is happening here? Wake up. Apparently they weren't escorting it. That's not how I remember setting it up. Why are you still moving forwards? Okay, hold on. This is ridiculous. Where are you going? This isn't, you're just piloting it wrong. What are you doing? All right, I guess I'll deploy everything this time, and hopefully they don't act like idiots. Actually, no, I'm not going to say you to search and destroy. It's fine. Give the Paragon a waypoint order at the threat spawn point, then give the Astrals... Well, no, that's what we did yesterday, and it was absolutely terrible. Like, that just died. We tried forcing the Paragon to go to the top of the map and died, and that's what happened. Like, it did not work at all. What did work was just letting the Paragon fight the enemy at its own pace. Just let the Paragon sort of lazily work its way up the map. That worked fine. Rip worked for me. Well, you probably had like triple Paragon or something. I'm specifically talking about this Astral Paragon combination. Does not work if you try to force your way to the top. Right, they just don't work together that well. But if you let them just kind of fight them normally, it works pretty good. This is looking a bit more like it's supposed to. The assault unit was getting pretty aggressive there. Of course, the Reaper didn't actually detonate. Unfortunate. Skill issue. Yeah, it doesn't seem like this weapon setup is doing much better than the previous weapon setup on the Paragon. The auto pulse tachyon lance seem to be doing fine. This one is doing about the same. At least that's how it looks so far. Hey, look at that. The Cobra's nailed it. Absolutely wonderful. You see here, this is what it's supposed to look like. We've got the Omens working in a buddy system to hold down these capture points. The Harbinger is doing... Well, it's not really doing anything. The Tempest is doing all the work here, killing these, and the Harbinger's just being scared. And then this formation of these four ships just kind of slowly push their way up, and the threat can't really do anything about it. They just lose. So these are the reconstruction, deconstruction swarms that the AI uses to recover its combat readiness. So you can take those out, then you could slowly drain them of combat readiness on the Fabricator. Cobras are really good. I mean, the problem is that a lot of the time they miss. But the nice thing is that even if they miss, they're like, even if they die, they're not draining a whole lot of replacement rate. They're decently fast. 15 ordnance points is not bad, and when they do hit, they're very impactful. So you can see, they're just losing. Like the Anubis. See, now we've got our formation set up. The Anubis is not just getting itself killed. Right? Instead, it's actually taking care of a lot of these swarms that they're throwing at us. So it's pretty good. Of course, I missed. They look a lot bigger than they actually are. The hitbox is really small. Which is kind of annoying. It does look like they got taken care of, though, so we're fine. So you can kind of see how this is working, right? I've tried, you can look at the past streams if you want to see it, but I tried forcing the Paragon to go all the way to the top of the map and just rush down the Fabricator, and this resulted in the fleet getting surrounded and the Astrals getting taken out. Whereas if we just let them fight at their own pace, they just kind of grind them into a paste, and they just keep pushing their way forward naturally. Nice. Yeah, Devastators seem like they're almost like purpose-built for threat, but they're... I mean, they're not, but they feel that way. Yes. Yes! And the Cobra's missed. I got it, though. Right now, we've reached the point where we're right on top of the Fabricator, basically. Like, the Astrals are even targeting it. Didn't quite finish it off. I just need to repair. Come on, repair. Repair the guns. Repair the guns, please. And, of course, the disruption gets us with the... Well, I kind of wanted to take that out, but I guess I won't. I mean, you can see here... you know what? We should probably... Oh, that's right, of course. I want to put an avoid order on the spawn point, but I can't because for whatever reason, this is the closest you're allowed to go when you click, even though your ships clearly go up there. Again, that's another thing I'm going to have to change in the settings, is to let myself go closer to the edge of the map. That's just like an arbitrary restriction that's like... that's not good. It doesn't really do anything. It just kind of makes it harder to expand your fleet. Yeah, okay, so I said that the Paragon was performing about the same earlier, but it did perform against the Fabricator itself. This loadout did a lot better, because the last time I tried this, it was at like nearly maxed out on hard flux by the time it killed the Fabricator. But in this case, with this weapon setup, it basically soloed the Fabricator, and it's not even breaking a sweat. Okay, please don't throw me at the enemy. I'd appreciate that. Yeah, slight problem. Ships are starting to run out of peak performance, but that's about it. By ships, I mean the frigates and the Anubis. Okay, can I move backwards? No, my engines are still out. Okay, there we go. Kind of wanted to finish it off, but unfortunately, it's just not on the menu. See, that time the Cobras hit. I mean, sure, it was on the shields, but it helped get the overload. Harbinger's reporting... Yep, of course it is. Thank you, I must go to bed now. Well, have a good night, you're not me. Which is a great name because it's true. That's a lot of blinking red light. What the hell is going on? Did this get harder after the Fabricator died? There's so many of this. I guess it's because they're spamming hive units now. Apparently they've spammed so many that it's overwhelmed the Anubis. And the Astrals are actually taking damage. See, this is kind of the problem we ran into before, where the Astrals would get surrounded. I mean, it's not quite that bad yet, but, yeah, again, this is annoying, because the Paragon is pushing way up to the top of the map, which I'd like to avoid, but uh-oh, you can't... I can only put an avoid order here. For some reason, instead of up here. Curious. Okay, it's a bit annoying that it not only pulls you out of phase, but also shuts off your weapons. A little bit annoying. Can I shoot? No? Alright. Please kill him. Please just kill this guy. There we go. When all Fabricators are dead, the AI is coded to order a full assault as some kind of revenge behavior. I guess that makes sense. And especially without the Fabricator eating up... Well, the Fabricator only is like 24 deployment points. So it's not like it's actually using up that much of the fleet's budget. Yeah, now they're rushing... They were going down to capture all the points. This is funny. Look at this. We started down here, they started up here, and now we're flipped around, where I'm at their deployment zone, and they're down here taking the capture points. Looks like we've become inverted. There are fleets with 4 fabricators. Really now? I've only heard of people fighting 3 fabricators at a time. Yeah, now we're starting to run out of peak performance. It's kind of like the main issue here. I need to start putting like hard subsystems on everything if I want to fight these big fabricator fleets. Is threat of one Noman swarm, aka Grey Goo. It seems to be something along those lines. Damn. Wait. You're telling me the Anubis managed to go all the way down to 30% on its fighters with wasps? That's impressive. Please just kill that thing. It looks like they've just got the hive units left. Or whatever these things are. Let's see, hold on. Yeah, hive units. Everybody else has kind of died. So now there's no overseers to stop me from phasing. It's my time to shine. Oh, that's right. Waste all of your fragments on me. I was never even here. Oh no, there are a couple more overseers. Okay. I guess you can retreat. That's fine. Please kill those. Christian survives with like 2 HP. There we go. Too slow. Sucks to be you. So somehow these two are not dying yet. I guess the Omen Tempest combo is struggling here. Maybe just because they're running low on combat readiness now. So their stats are getting hurt too much. Yeah, the Astrals took that out with the bombers. I have 22 command points, so that's pretty neat. There we go. It did take a while, but we've cleaned up this fleet, and it looks like we're doing it pretty clean. Am I missing an Omen? I am missing an Omen. So when there was the 2 up here, one of them died. That's unfortunate. If I had been... Man, if only I'd been able to use the game's features and put an avoid order at the top of the map, then maybe that wouldn't have happened. Sick drift into friendly Reaper by an Omen. Yeah, maybe. I mean, this thing's just going to die before the missiles even get there, but they were on target. So that was pretty cool. Get more of their crap. Nice. And importantly, you get a lot of story points from that. Very nice. What's your EXP? Yeah, so now he's maxed out. Okay. Yeah, it says he's ready to level up. Yeah, now he's at exactly 200,000 more. Perfect. Okay. So now we mentor. Combat endurance. Target analysis. Easy. I mean, the Paragon was doing that without target analysis, which is a 20%, that's a big damage bonus to the cruisers and capitals. So it should get a lot easier now. Nobody else leveled up, though. I guess I can level, like, systems expertise on you guys. Or maybe just field modulation first. Eh. Right, and I do not have hard subsystems. Although I am killing them with before I'm running out of peak performance, so I guess it's not that big of an issue. It's like right at the end when we start having that. Oh, there's like a tiny one. Look at that. It's like a little baby strike. I mean, this one I can probably just rush down with the Afflictor. 0th strike. I don't underestimate the Fabricator. It's going to start building ships. Shrouded Thunderhead instead of the AIS armor. Shrouded Thunderhead on this? Maybe. I think it doesn't trigger off soft flux, right? So the Abyssal Glare would have to hit the actual ship, but I wonder, you know, I wonder if the Shrouded Thunderhead triggers off of the Reality Disruptor hits. I wonder about that, because this thing does have like a rapid fire. So there is an Overseer unit. Annoying. Man, they got a lot of armor. I mean, even with the Entropy Amplifier, 4 Animator Blasters still only... we did basically no hull damage. We just ripped a hole in the armor. Oh boy, look at all those fragments. Yeah, I'm not really thinking I'm going to get past those overseers right now. What? Huh? I thought I clicked on the Paragon, not the Astrals. I guess I was mistaken. Did it reach me from over there? Damn. They really have it out for phase ships. That thing's gonna just zap me. So I think I'll pass. As much as I would like to flank you. Well, is the Fabricator running away from the Paragon? Oh wait, let's look at this. Hold on, so it's only got 46% combat readiness, but it's got all these swarms coming back. And it's up to 48, 49, 50. Yeah. So these red defabrication storms are helping it recover CR. And of course it's running away. I like how both of the new enemies are kind of the opposite of remnants, where the remnants get up in your face. Both of the new enemies like to keep their distance. Boom. And whack. Oh, that missed? Come on. I was expecting it to be on the right side, not the left side, so I kind of aimed it wrong. Alright, completely spinning out. Alright, see, this is more what I expected. The Paragon's kind of struggling. Maybe we'll give it a chance to breathe. Oh, here come the Astrals, though. There we go. It does look like one of the omens died. Again, unfortunate. I guess I'll save the Tempest. Is this first strike? Yeah. Didn't even finish building that one. Unfortunately, this fleet can really... Trying to force your way to the top and trying to fight the fabricators just doesn't work as well as fighting them naturally. If your Astrals are going to be on the front line with your Paragon like that, would that make Hurricane Murphs worth considering over the Squall? I'm not sure how being on the front line would really change that equation. Like, both of those weapons are long-range guided missiles. It's just one is kinetic, and one is high explosive, and one is in a long stream, and one is in a burst damage. And, you know, with most of the bombers being high explosive, it makes more sense to get kinetic. And also, the long stream of missiles does a better job at distracting point defense more consistently. I have played Elite Dangerous, Iridile. Man, it would be nice if I could shoot my guns. I mean, it's pretty fun. Didn't play it as much as this game. It's like right as right as the EMP ends and I get a chance to shoot. Their abilities come back off cooldown and I get EMP'd again. So I really need a repair unit. But yeah, even the Paragon took some hull damage here. It's kind of awkward because you would think that one fabricator would be a lot easier than two fabricators. But because this fleet is so slow, the best way to approach it is to fight through, is to just let them fabricate all of this crap, and then just slowly work your way towards the top instead of trying to rush your way towards the top. So one fabricator ends up being about as strong as the other. Like first strike ends up being about as strong as third strike because of that. Very interesting. Another level. Let's see. What do you want? I mean, field modulation sounds nice, but we need systems expertise and combat endurance, so we can't really fit it. Yeah. Go Omen, field modulation, and field modulation. Alright, that seems good. Seems pretty good. Mr. Streamer, why do you use adaptive phase coils instead of phase anchor? So that I can afford the quadruple antimatter blaster. Like if I was doing an AI build, then instead of these, I would have light needlers, which would save me 2 ordnance points. This would save me 5. And then I could drop down to like this and run phase anchor instead of I actually don't even have adaptive phase coils. I just don't have any. I just don't have either. But like yes, phase anchor is stronger, but it's more expensive. So like AI builds, I pretty much always use phase anchor, but for the player, if I want to use this quadruple antimatter blaster, which is a lot of fun, you can't use phase anchor, unfortunately. Yeah, defensive targeting array would keep them alive. But is it like, do I want defensive targeting array? Because at that point, the paladins are going to outrange the wasps, so they're not really doing anything. I think allowing the AI to send the wasps out to do stuff seems more useful. Don't phase ships have a delay before being able to phase again? Well, Dark Souls is my city. That's what field modulation is for. The elite bonus cuts the cooldown in half. So that, like, the difference this makes is pretty big. It makes the vulnerability windows a lot shorter. Omen build looks like this. Mini Pulsar Antimatter SRM. And there's the skills. Just take like a screenshot of that. Use the hanger slot for claws? Maybe. Harassing the enemy with claws could be nice. I have a couple questions about bonuses to mount types. If I have a passive ability that applies to energy or ballistic mounts, do hybrid mounts benefit from those bonuses? Or, well, the way that that works is it's based off the weapon, not the mount itself. So if it's like a hybrid slot and you have something that boosts energy weapons, then it'll boost it if you put an energy weapon there. And if you put a ballistic weapon there, it won't. And when it comes to hybrid weapons, it'll tell you what kind it is. So let's see if I've got an example. Like the mini pulsar is a hybrid weapon, but you could say here, like primary role, anti-shield, mount type, small hybrid, requires ballistic, energy, or hybrid slot, counts as energy for stat modifiers. So even though it's a hybrid weapon, it counts as an energy weapon for the purposes of stats. That's the way that that works. How do you live without any industry skills? Well, I did industry in the early game. And then now I've got like $1 million billion. So I just reassign skills and move out of it. That's how you do that. I guess I'll fight some demons. Come on, guys. It'll be fun. Yeah, I guess I'll just deploy everything. Except you. Demons and people are a lot less scary when you poke their eyes out. I don't know, I feel like people with their eyes getting poked out is kind of like a horror movie thing. Like somebody with their eyes kind of like empty eye sockets just fucking bleeding. That'd be pretty scary. I mean, they'd be less intimidating, I guess, but you'd certainly be scared. So look at this bastard jumping, thinking he could just jump away. And he did, of course. And I couldn't even finish him off because he has so much hull. Get him. Hey, hold on, maybe I can slap this with the... I think it worked. Alright. Man, I sure do love fighting demons with no losses whatsoever. Uh-oh. I cannot stop moving forward. Well, that's a first. I got my engine zapped while I was running forward at full speed. And even in phase, I kept moving forward, which means that they could continue hitting me while in phase. And that's the most damage I've taken while in phase. That's kind of a lot. Incredible. Some of my finest work, really. If I was less tired, I probably would have laughed at that. Jinxed perfectly. I seem to be an expert at that, really. One story point, you say? Have someone noticed that these big shrouded ships look like Ziggurat? Yeah, they do kind of look like they have the same patterns on them as the Ziggurat. Yeah, it's just another light. Alright, off to Limbo we go. My favorite oversight in this game is when a Retribution or Nova gets its engines blasted in the middle of an Orion drive and just goes across the map. I don't think that's an oversight, I think that's intended. When you flame out, it's the same thing with, like, you flame out. Anytime you flame out, you kind of get to ignore the speed limit and you just keep traveling at whatever speed you had when you flamed out. That's just like a game mechanic. Because, I mean, making it make... like, applying speed limits to a flame out just makes it less fun. See, all of you are level 6. Yeah, it's just the Harbinger needs a couple levels, but he's not... You just aren't killing anything, so you're not getting your levels. All we really want is helmsmanship out of you, target analysis, combat endurance, and then you want point defense and target analysis. Okay. And then I've just got to get enough story points to get all of your elite skills, and then also get the last few S mods. Oh, let's not forget this. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So that's 10 S mods, so that's 10 story points. You know, setting aside the S mods that I want down here, we're not gonna count those, but I do want to get to that eventually. But setting that aside, that's 10 for that. Another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Huh. So that's 10 more story points for S mods and 10 more story points for elite skills. That's 20 more story points, and then I'll be finished with that. What's your favorite ship in any game / show? I don't know if I've really picked out a favorite. I mean, I do use omens a lot, so it's kind of easy to say that. But if I would really drill down and say, do I have a favorite? I don't. I don't really have one. I just like a lot of them. But if I want to give a meme answer, then yeah, I would just say Omen. Rocinante from the Expanse. That's a good choice, Potsky. It is a likable ship. All right. How's the Crisis coming along? It's coming along nicely. All right. Well, as I said earlier, I'm pretty tired, so I think I'm going to cut it here. And then this week I'll do Moneyfish. I don't know, maybe, yeah, and as I alluded earlier, maybe I'll do a Starsector Tuesday. If Starsector Sunday is that good, maybe I should do a Starsector Tuesday. I mean, 3 hours is not bad. So thank you all for showing up. You survived Starsector Sunday, you did. Congratulations. Starsector month. Goodbye. Sorry I only got in the end. That's alright, fuckboy. Starsector Wednesday. Maybe. Yeah, thank you all for showing up. I hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you next time.